Ethics with S. Ansari remains the best ever choice. Do you know that ethics paper is the only paper in general studies that pays more with less efforts? One can easily secure 130 to 140 marks. Lukman IAS is a well-established name since 2014 for ethics paper. We offer 3 types of courses: Ethics Foundation course, Ethics Case Studies, and Ethics Test Series. Since 2015, Lukman IAS students have maintained the records of securing the highest marks in this paper. So, why to wait? Contact us today for more information.
Hi everyone, my name is Mourya Bharadwaj. I have secured All India rank 28 in the recent civil services examination. So today in this video I would like to explain the mistakes I have made in my previous attempts as well as tips for working aspirants who are preparing for this examination. Firstly, I would like to start with the common mistakes or the mistakes I have done in my earlier attempts, and I hope that the aspirants who are preparing would learn from these mistakes and would not repeat them in their preparation. So I have taken 5 attempts to clear this examination. The mistakes which I made in earlier attempts are, first thing was, firstly, while starting the preparation itself, one has to be decently aware of the examination, its pattern, different stages. So one has to do some groundwork before he starts his actual preparation. That groundwork includes talking with seniors who are already in this field, or talking with candidates who have cleared this examination, following the videos of toppers who have cleared this examination, understanding what is the syllabus, what are the requirements, what is the optional subject that you are going to take, and what is the syllabus of the optional, whether you are liking that subject or not. So all this basic preparation you have to do, and it usually takes 30 to 45 days. So one has to dedicate that time before starting his preparation so that he will be completely aware and he won't be doing any mistakes in this examination. So that I did not do. I directly started my preparation and I started figuring out things as and when I am preparing, because of which I had made several mistakes in my first and second attempts and I did not clear this examination. So that is my first mistake. Second mistake was, when one candidate is giving his first attempt, it is better that he give that attempt after fully completing the syllabus or after fully finishing preparation. A lot of aspirants, what they do is they simply try out this examination, like they prepare half-heartedly and they give prelims, or they don't do enough answer writing practice, or they don't complete their optional subjects, thinking that I'll clear prelims first and then I'll start studying for my optional examination. So that is a very wrong strategy, because in this process aspirants will end up losing their valuable attempts, and secondly their confidence will also get affected, because unless one is completely prepared, they don't know where they stand in a very serious and cutthroat competitive environment. So I would recommend people to give their attempt after completing one full round of preparation. Like usually it takes 1 to 1.5 years. So you prepare all the topics that were mentioned in the syllabus, complete your optional preparation also, and then only give this examination. Then chances of your failure will minimize and you will be able to clear this examination in your initial attempts itself. And thirdly, one has to be smart in preparing the subjects for this examination. Usually a lot of aspirants, what they do is they, especially with respect to mains, they give a lot of emphasis on GS1, GS2, GS3. They spend a lot of time, but the difference between a very good paper and an average, above average paper is hardly 5 to 7 marks. Whereas papers such as essay, ethics and optional, they are the real deciding papers in this examination. For example, if you take essay, a good essay can fetch up to 130 to 140 marks, whereas an average essay will give 110 marks and a subpar essay will take you to 90 marks. So there itself you will be having some 30 to 40 marks of difference. Similarly, ethics also, a good paper can fetch you a score of 120, so whereas a bad paper will give you 90 marks. there itself 30 marks of difference. Similarly, optional is very important. A solid prepared optional will give you scores of 280 plus. Whereas if you are not thorough with your optional, or if your optional examination did not go well, you will be falling to 220. So 60 marks there. So one strategy has to be more aligned in scoring as much as possible in these three papers: essay, ethics, as well as optional. A lot of toppers or a lot of aspirants who have cleared in their earlier attempts, they were able to do so because of their good scores in these three papers. So that is one more mistake I have done. And third mistake I have done is answer writing practice. In my initial attempts, I have not done enough answer writing practice. I used to read a lot and thought that by reading more I can be able to write well in examination, but that is not correct. Unless you practice writing or applying yourself in the examination and applying yourself the content which you have learned through your preparation, you won't be able to do well in this examination. So for that, writing as many tests as possible is very, very important. So in my second attempt, I corrected that mistake. I took a test series and I started writing tests in time bounded conditions. One more mistake people do is they don't write tests in time bounded conditions. They start the test, they'll write for 3.5 hours, 4 hours and like that, and they feel content about themselves that they are able to complete the paper. One should not cheat while writing mock tests. They have to write in time bounded conditions only then he'll be able to replicate the same performance in final examination. So that is important. Taking a test series, proper test series, and writing in time bounded conditions will help aspirants practice time management in examination, space management in examination. All these things are important. Once you get accustomed to what the examination, the mains paper, mains answer writing and all, you will be able to do much better in the final examination. So this aspect I did not do well in my initial attempts. And fourth major aspect is taking feedback seriously. So a lot of aspirants, what they do is they take a test series, they get it evaluated, they see their marks and they get content. They do not analyze what their mistakes are. So they keep doing the same mistakes again and again. So the most important thing is if they had subscribed to any test series, try to take the feedback positively, work on that feedback and make sure that you don't repeat those mistakes in the next test which you are writing. It is only through this process one will be able to improve himself and he will be able to do well in his final examination. That is one more important thing. And another important thing is giving disproportionate amount of time to few questions. A lot of aspirants, what they do is in initial 1 hour while writing mains, in initial 1 hour they will be attempting only 50 to 60 questions. Next 1 hour they will be attempting 70 to 80 questions. Last 1 hour they will be attempting 120 questions. That should not be there, because if such a thing happens, it will definitely lead to poor scores because you won't be writing the last questions well. So one has to practice this time management well. First 1 hour he should be writing 80 questions. Second hour he should be writing 80 questions, and third last hour he should be writing 90 questions. So that way he has to balance or evenly pace his answer writing. So that is very important. For that I have followed this technique. So every time when I start a paper,
DKT UPSC CSE, अगर आप केवल सिविल सर्विस परीक्षा के प्रीलिम्स, मेंस और इंटरव्यू के वीडियो देखना चाहते हैं तो सब्सक्राइब करें DKT UPSC CSE चैनल। यहाँ आपको टॉपर्स के वीडियो रैंक के हिसाब से अरेंज मिलेंगे। चैनल के लिंक के लिए डिस्क्रिप्शन बॉक्स में जाएं।
half an hour before the paper I used to write for 15-20 minutes so that my hand gets out of that inertia condition and I used to jump straight away in the examination rather than taking my own time to set the pace of my writing. So that is one major technique that has helped in this mains. And one more mistake, common mistake aspirants does is repeated revision. A lot of people, what they do is they read once or twice and they get content that they have completed the syllabus, but for mains one has to revise at least 4 to 5 times. So repeated revision is the key for writing fast in the examination. So whatever repeated revision and limited sources, these two are very important in doing well in this examination. A lot of aspirants, what they do is they go after every other source that is in the market, and they waste the time and energy. So stick to some basic sources, make a short notes out of it, and repeatedly revise the same short notes. You will be able to do very well in the examination. Have that crisp notes for each and every topic. Read it for 8 to 9 times, like that. Overall, you will be able to do well in this examination. Last important thing I would like to emphasize is your mental health during the examination time. A lot of aspirants, first thing what they do is they write essay paper or one paper, and if it did not go well based on their own standards, they feel really demoralized and they lose interest in writing other papers, and they end up not performing well in other papers also. Remember that a lot of times your perception of how you wrote the exam or how your paper went and the marks you get will not be correlated. There will be lot of divergence in your expectations and the marks you get. So take one paper at a time. Even according to you it did not go well, forget about it and just move on to the other paper and try to do well to the best of your ability in that paper. So that attitude is very important, especially during mains examination. Do not give up till your last paper. That spirit, that fighting spirit has to be there. Then only you will be able to give your best in each and every paper, and some of the other paper will help you get good score in the mains examination. So, and also a lot of aspirants, they do not take care of their health, like they stop eating well during the last few days, their sleep cycles get disturbed, they suffer with insomnia, depression and all these things. So one important thing for mains examination is your state of mind should be at ease. You should be very calm, cool and composed. You should not let any thing irritate you or disturb your peace of mind. You should be very happy. I think in my third attempt, just before anthropology paper, I got very nervous and very stressed out. I felt burnt out, and I wrote the paper, and it was my third attempt with that subject, and I scored 210 marks. So exam time, mental state is very important. Last year, in fact, I was very calm and cool and composed. I was very jovial. I went to the examination in a very cheerful mode, and I was able to do well across all the papers. So that exam time mental health management is very important. Eat well, sleep well, spend time with your close people, be in a very positive frame of mind. Then only you will be able to give your mains paper well. So these are the common mistakes a lot of aspirants do. And after that, the second part of this video is about how working aspirants or working professionals have to manage their time with respect to this examination.
Ethics with S. Ansari remains the best ever choice. Do you know that ethics paper is the only paper in general studies that pays more with less efforts? One can easily secure 130 to 140 marks. Lukman IAS is a well-established name since 2014 for ethics paper. We offer 3 types of courses: Ethics Foundation course, Ethics Case Studies and Ethics Test Series. Since 2015, Lukman IAS students have maintained the records of securing the highest marks in this paper. So, why to wait? Contact us today for more information.
So firstly, people who are working, usually I think the schedule will be like this. They will be having a 5-day or a 6-day week, and mostly they will be working for 8 to 10 hours usually. And few have fixed schedules, but few professions it will be flexible, means that they can manage their schedule as per their convenience by talking to their bosses and all. So whatever I am going to say is applicable to both of them. So firstly, your strategy for you should not measure your study day wise while working. You should have weekly targets, you should have monthly targets, and you should make sure that you are reaching those target in whatever time that is available with you. That is the first thing. So have a schedule and stick to that schedule. That is very important for working aspirants when they are preparing. Secondly, the most important thing is one has to be very smart while preparing. They should limit their resources. They don't have the luxury to study n number of sources. So for every topic they has to confine their sources, read them repeatedly. Also they should take use of online resources, like for example newspaper reading. I used to read papers superficially, editorials and all. I used to take help of different websites like Insights on India, Civils Daily and all. They used to summarize editorials well. I used to copy paste them and used to highlight important points in Evernote or OneNote, so that my newspaper preparation was done. So one has to be very smart while preparing during working. Also make full use of weekends or holidays. Your holidays are the most precious thing you have while working. Usually you should plan your schedule such a way that you will be able to study 10 to 12 hours on holidays or weekends. So that is very important. Whatever lapses or mistakes or time shortages you experienced during weekdays, you are going to cover in weekend. That should be the funda for working professionals. Fourth important thing is, try to preferably study during morning hours in weekdays or in working days. So in my case, I used to study between 5 to 10 in the morning only, because morning time our mind will be fresh and devoid of all the stresses that we experience in office environment. So my office starts at 10:30. I used to complete that day's UPSC preparation by 10 o'clock. Evening, if I had time, I used to revise whatever I studied in morning for 1 to 2, 1.5 hour. But mostly crux of my preparation used to happen in those morning hours only. So make sure that you are habituated to read in morning, so that your preparation will go in a better manner. And yeah, one more important thing is, plan whatever you are going to read today one day upfront. Like whatever I am going to read today, I should plan yesterday night, so that once you wake up, you immediately start preparing rather than wasting your time on planning. That is very important. Also, do not tell all your colleagues that you are preparing, because it will create unnecessary pressure and all such things. It is better if you are comfortable, share it with your manager, so that he can be little supportive during the stressful situations like close to prelims or close to mains and all. But you don't need to tell everyone that you are preparing, because a lot of people have a lot of other passions also. Many people play different games or go hiking and all. So it is also like you are also doing it in your own time, so it is none of their business. So no need to tell each and everyone. And also manage your leaves well, because you would be needing bulk of leaves during mains examination. It is better you take 15 to 20 days of leave during mains. That is very important. And even before prelims, 1 week of leave is necessary, and before interview 10 days of leave is necessary. So make sure that you plan your leaves well upfront. And one more important thing is, you should leave office things at office only and come home. While preparing, you should not be thinking about office. When in office, you should not be thinking about UPSC. So you have to have those clear boundaries set. Then only you will be able to do well at both fronts. When you start mixing one into the other, you won't be able to do justice to either of them. So as a working aspirant, you would be facing with lot of stresses. You would be experiencing a lot of office politics and all these things. Try not to take such things close to heart. Try to ignore most of the negativity that is happening around you and focus more on your preparation. Be thankful that you have at least a job with which you are able to prepare, and focus. That should be your strong point rather than your weak point. That is one more important thing. And lastly, I would like to say that having a backup at least after 2 to 3 serious attempts is essential in these days. The exam is becoming uncertain year by year, and one has to be pragmatic about his chances and his career options. So in my case, I could not clear this examination for 3 attempts. Then I decided that I would focus on plan B, and I had joined a job, and I have consolidated my position in my organization, and I was able to give this attempt with job, and I was able to secure this rank solely because of the fact that I have a job during the lockdown, two waves of lockdown, and I was not under any financial distress or mental distress. So having a plan B or having a strong backup is important. When one's attempt count is higher, like 4 or 5 attempts, try to see this aspect also. So Yeah, with this I conclude my talk, and I would like to extend my thanks to DKT for allowing me to share my strategies as well as mistakes, so that it will be helpful to the aspirants who are preparing for civil services. I wish all the aspirants all the very best.